Is this a drill or something?
Greetings, Exalted Ones. My name is Dash. Just recently, the Daily Mail has reported that Peter Cushing's character, Grand Moff Tarkin, is set to be digitally inserted into Rogue One, which I can barely even say these words because if you remember Mark Hamill from the teaser or the Comic-Con reel and he said practical effects, real sets, this is the way Star Wars is meant to be. Everybody shaking that fence saying, don't you dare digitize this whole game. Disney, Lucasfilms, JJ, whoever's, involved, don't do it. To hear that was absolutely insane. Now, I understand that Rogue One being set between episodes 3 and 4 may require some Tarkin. I mean, he was pivotal around that time, and they're stealing Death Star plans, which Tarkin was heavily involved in. And so, if you put Vader in and say David Prowse wasn't around, which I'm sure David Prowse still wouldn't play Darth Vader, or James Earl Jones wasn't around and they found a voice match, absolutely. But Peter Cushing is a very unique looking man, and digitizing any character at this point is the most dangerous thing that you can talk about with all the CGI hate. And I'm going to talk about the pros and cons, because I don't like just talking about negatives, but let's talk about films that haven't done it so well in the past. Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, was a massive culprit in the fact that they smushed a face on Count Dooku as he fought. Now, obviously, Christopher Lee was too old to be in saber combat. How do you combat that? You put a stunt double in and then you digitize Christopher Lee's face in, and it looked mashed up. Now, I know what you're thinking, Dash, this is 10 years later, plus, don't bring up 2002 like it's relevant. Okay. Absolutely. If we start moving forward with different fully digitized characters, things like Tron, Jeff Bridges in Tron was still creepy looking. Arnold Schwarzenegger, when they did that Terminator remake, that was also very weird. A young Arnold Schwarzenegger was a little bit weird. Even in New Genesis, there was something off. And it's very off-putting because good CGI is fine. You can't tell that it's actually occurring. Bad CGI, you're wholeheartedly aware of that. So they have one of the biggest mountains to climb to make that happen. Now, if you wanted to think in more practical terms, there's movies where people have unfortunately passed away and they've had a double, whether it's The Crow, and obviously there's makeup to do so, or even in something like Gladiator, where the head gladiator that looked after them, it was two different people due to makeup and prosthetics. Now, this is the way that I hope they actually go. There's a fantastic voice actor named Stephen Stanton, who plays Grand Moff Tarkin in Star Wars Rebels, and I believe the Clone Wars as well. Now, he cosplays as him at events. Now, I'm not saying use Stephen Stanton 100%. Unfortunately, he would have to get boned. Anybody who plays Peter Cushing would have to get rail thin and look gaunt, but even having somebody who could pull off the subtle nuances and act that out would need the voice to couple with it. So I can see how to combat that. It's like, well, CGI, you can make it look exactly the same, have Stephen Stanton voice match. In real life, you could find an actor who looks like Peter Cushing who can voice match, or have Stephen Stanton voice over, and hopefully the dub works clear, but this is very dangerous water. This is something that boils the fans' blood because it's the one thing that they've asked for, no over-the-top digital effects. And recreating or digitizing somebody fully is still, with this technology, it's unnerving. It just doesn't feel right, and when you get that feeling deep down in your gut, it detracts from the experience, basically. So I hope if they choose that they get it right, because I am one of the least negative naysayers. If I don't like something, I move on. There's a whole universe to explore, but, this is a very dangerous route. But if they do pull it off, well, there's going to be accolades, and people are going to say faith is restored in CGI, and so it could be a very positive thing indeed. Well, the beauty of this film, though, or video, is it's just the start of the discussion. Our love of Star Wars surrounds, and it binds us together. So let me know, would you accept a digitized Peter Cushing, aka Grand Moff Tarkin, in Rogue One, or is that going too far and they need to pull back, either get rid of him or do something more practical? Because if you love Star Wars, I want to talk to you about it. It's as simple as that. If you want to stay up to date with the latest Star Wars videos on origins, games, and theories, don't forget to use those force powers of yours and hit subscribe. And hey, leave a comment below about what you want to see in future videos. It may just get covered. Thanks for watching, and may the force be with you. Always.